I am a legal prostitute in Nevada. I go by Molly Sin and work at Bella's Hacienda in Wells. Ask me anything. Do you ever turn people down because they are too gross? Not bathed in a while. Personality, etc. Yes. The personality is a typically reason I'll offer you to talk to someone else. If we're not vibing well, I'd rather you talk to somebody else that you will get along with super well so you can leave satisfied even if I'm not the one that makes the money. That's how a good business functions. What's the best client you've ever had? Do you take female clients? Best client ever I will refer to as Carlton. Super sweetheart. Very sexually giving. Kind and shows genuine interest in me as a person. I do take female clients. I love when ladies come in and get stupid excited lol. Sexually giving. It's not unusual. I really expected Carlton doing the Carlton. Not sure why. Carlton? Was he by any chance a great dancer? Ever run into an issue where the client was a virgin and had no idea what to do? I personally have never had a virgin that I know of, although I'm extremely open to it, because I think it can be really helpful to have a professional such as myself that can be honest with you, teach you, and won't judge you. Rip inbox. Well, you've come to the right place. You said you were married. How do you keep the sex you have with your so from feeling like work? Intimacy. I don't offer girlfriend experience, so at work I don't kiss or cuddle or do those subtle intimacy. I reserve that for at home so that home doesn't feel like work. Till my husband doesn't offer me girlfriend experience. That's what you need a girlfriend for. Do you ever go out for yourself and like getting romanced and being sexually active without money involved? Yeah, to an extent. In my personal life I'm married and monogamish. I'd say because sex is my work, the romance and cuddles have become a lot more important in my personal life. Monogamish. You just made my day. Gonna use that one. Sean Connery. What is the girlfriend experience? How is that different? That always confused me. The girlfriend experience is typically at least an hour and includes kissing, cuddling, talking, and is all around a much more sensual connection. Style party still includes sex, in contrast to being a highly sexual experience. Okay. Gotcha. Thanks. Do you get sore? Yes, I do. In those situations the best solution is typically calling it quits for the day. Taking a warm Epsom salt bath and a dose of ibuprofen. This is a real dose of reality. Like wearing high heels all day. I like how you capitalized the C and Q like it's in the employee handbook. Is it in the employee handbook? What's the saddest experience you've ever had? What's the strangest fetish you've been asked about and also the strangest one you've indulged? Any funny stories? Saddest was a newly divorced man trying to heal and move on, feeling like he had done something wrong when we were done. Strangest fetish to me personally, nothing wrong with it. But there's not much that makes me even slightly uncomfortable after more than a decade in the kink lifestyle. Is the same as strangest I've indulged, and that was someone that got off on being called NR. Even typing it like that makes me cringe. Grimacing face. But at the end of the day, if it gets you off, I don't judge, I'm here to help. Funny stories, yeah, lots, but I'll add them after I get some sleep lol. What would you say to people who disagree with legal prostitution? It depends on what their issue with legal prostitution is. I always welcome conversation with people that are against it. I think the best way to convert people into your way of thinking is to genuinely listen and try to understand where they are coming from. Is there an emergency button or something of a dude starts to go cray cray? What's security like? Yes is the simple answer. Every house has a slightly different system for panic buttons. At the house that I work in, it's an intercom system with no microphone in the room. That we push the call button to start our time, and if at any point things go wrong we push the button again to get help. Also there are multiple girls in the house at any given time, and if we hear anything suspicious we have no problem checking on you. Is the button easily accessible? If shit starts going bad you can't exactly cross the room, I wouldn't think. Especially because her profile says she will do BDSM and sub. How many clients usually you have a day? Every day is different. The least I've had in a day was 0. The most I've had was 4. Have you ever faced any problem during intercourse? Oh yeah, everyone does lol. From beginning to end of a visit, some of my most memorable have been choosing a condom that was too small, catching foreskin with my nail with putting a condom on, grimacing face, riding a little too enthusiastically and stubbing a dick. The list goes on. I'm a profession, but I'm a real human and humans make mistakes. Grinning face with squinting eyes and sweat drop. What is your favorite? Oops. That was not supposed to happen moment in sex work. My very first day working in a brothel, the first person that picked me, I started walking out of the bar area with to take him on his tour and immediately tripped and almost pulled him down on top of me. How do you keep from going crazy in a town of 1,200 people? I thought my hometown of 5,000 was small, but at least there was outdoor recreation nearby. Hahaha, well, I travel to Wells for work and live out of state in a town with only 2,000 people, so it doesn't feel much different. It just has prettier scenery. Plus when I'm there I pretty much only ever leave for food and Dunkin' LOL. I have always wondered if you have legit orgasms with your clients or are they fake? I cannot say I've never faked it. Grimacing face. However, as long as you express an interest in my pleasure, let's be real, not everyone cares, and can take direction, you will get a real one. My priorities in order are for you to enjoy yourself, and then for me to enjoy myself, because no women likes faking, we'd all rather have the real thing. That's just hard or next to impossible if you don't have a team player. Obviously without exposing them. Have any celebrity came to where you work? Not to me personally. I know girls that have had celebrities, but I've never seen one. Person with medium light skin tone shrugging. What would be trend for sex workers now that social distancing is encouraged? A lot of girls are turning to content sales. I was already doing that before the COVID apocalypse started, and I look at my income more like a business would than an employee mentality, so it hasn't affected me much, thankfully. So I'm not positive other than online sales going up. Just curious. In another post you said you got into legal work because it was in the industry and would not leave anything behind your kids could run into. I assume content sales means the OnlyFans type stuff. Isn't this at odds with your other comment? No. In the previous comment I was referring to not wanting them exposed to my work as a prostitute and minimizing their chance of just stumbling into pornographic images of my online. This is why I use OnlyFans, and it can only be accessed through paid subscription. I realize there is no way to guarantee that they will never see any of it because it's the internet, so it's more about minimizing free access to my content, and not having prostitution around children, which to me is a given. Plus by the time they're looking for adult content online, I'm gonna be old news. Do you think people behave differently when they avail your services professionally as opposed to how they would normally behave in that scenario? Does the money consideration help them overcome their insecurities? Absolutely. Because it being within the confines of purchaser-seller, there is almost no risk of rejection. We deal with human sexuality daily, and even with that we're still professionals. That's why I believe that seeing a sex worker can help you work through confidence issues or insecurities that you may not feel comfortable discussing with your partner or potential partner. I see where you advertise the GFE. That is, girlfriend experience. Do you offer anything along the lines of an ex-girlfriend experience? Like where you are kind of friendly to me but still talk shit about me, and feel comfortable enough to use my Netflix account but not enough to give me a ride to the airport? I love this question. I don't hide that I hate doing GFE because I don't like the typical touchy-feely mushy yuck stuff. I think you're really onto something there. I would much rather do an ex-girlfriend experience where we're comfortable. I already have a snarky, dry sense of humor kind of personality. The only thing I'd say is maybe add some hate sex in there too. OMG. Shut up and take my money. Top. Minds.